I have just been to a demonstration outside a hotel in Aberdeen where there are lots of asylum seekers staying at the moment. And I was on the side, obviously, supporting these people and saying that we're behind them and that we're welcoming them. But it's the first time I've ever been at a demonstration where there has been a counter demonstration literally a couple of yards away, directly facing. And it was a shocking experience because the level of hatred and bile and anger coming from that side of the road was constant, and it was designed to intimidate and to frighten. But in actual fact, it just made me incredibly sad. And it made me sad for a couple of reasons. The first reason was one of the main chants that was going around on that side of the road, and one of the banners that was there, was "Save our kids." There were kids that must have been 7, 8, 9 years old at the front next to these hardened blokes who were yelling abuse, and these kids were chanting along, "Send them home, send them home, stop the boats," along the front. And I thought, how is teaching your children to hate saving them? How is teaching them to be afraid of people who look different to them saving and protecting them? Because it's not. It just isn't. It's abuse. You are warping their minds with hatred when you do that. And it was just desperate to see. The other thing that really got to me was seeing these people there, seeing their faces scrunched up with hatred, which, believe me, if you'd been there, that hatred was coming from one side and one side alone. And it was hatred. This wasn't concerned citizens wanting to protect people. These were people who genuinely hated those people on the other side of the road, me and the people with me and the people in the hotel behind us. And I looked at their faces and I thought, what has led you to this point? Why are you so full of hatred and anger and fear towards other people? What has gone on in your life that has led you down that road where all you can do is define yourself by those people who you hate, those people who you want to exclude, those people who you want to see as the other? As I left and was walking back to my car, there was this old fella. He must have been about 70 years old, laying back on the grass verge just by the side of the road next to where the demonstration was taking place. And he'd obviously been in it because he was wearing the same t-shirt that a lot of them were. And as I walked past, he just screamed abuse and obscenities at me. And it was designed to make me scared, to make me intimidated, but all it did was make me sad. Make me sad that this guy had chosen to spend his time yelling abuse at strangers who he didn't know, he knew nothing about. I keep hearing all of this rhetoric about concerned citizens, about legitimate concerns, and yeah, let's have a debate about immigration by all means. And I've heard people, and I've seen people in the comments on videos that I've put on saying, these are not racist, these are not full of hate, they just want to protect the people who are in this country, they just want to protect women and girls. Well, if you had been in my position today, you would change your mind on that if you had said that. Because what was coming from that side was only hatred and bile and anger and fear. It wasn't a will to protect, it was a will to intimidate. It was a desire to make people feel scared and unsafe. When I got there, there were people on the side of the road that I was at, the pro-asylum seeker demonstrators, wearing masks. And I wondered why. Was it maybe to protect their identity from the police? Or maybe there were some medical issues for some of them. And then one of them came up and offered me a mask. And he pointed out why. It was because there were several people on the other side of the road who were filming us, who were taking photographs, a couple of them with high-powered, professional-looking cameras. And they were doing it for a reason. They were doing it to scare us, and they were doing it so that we would be marked. And that was why some people were wearing masks. I refuse to be intimidated in that way. I just won't be. All I will do is be sad for these people, desperately sad. And desperately sad for the people staying in the hotel that were behind them. Because I was able to just walk away, go back to my car, go to the supermarket and buy my tea. The asylum seekers in that hotel had nowhere else to go. And they know full well what these people think of them, purely because of who they are and where they come from. Hatred is a horrible, insidious thing. To see it up close like that was just desperate, just awful. And all I can say is that my prayers are not only going to be for those who are claiming asylum in this country, but they're going to be for those who are out protesting against them. That whatever it is that has led them to that point, that they are healed of it, and that they start to let go of the hatred and the fear and start to embrace love and compassion and respect for their fellow human being, regardless of who they are or where they come from. Because hate is just not the way.